Hello YouTube and welcome to Chicagoland Site 2 qualifying here today for race number 7 of the Coke Vanilla Cup Series, and this ought to be interesting because I've never had to co-commentator for qualifying, and joining me in the booth is Stephen Paul III.
I think I'm becoming the permanent co-commentator for this series. Agree in
Except
the comment
we had
section.
Dylan last week at Dover, so
He hasn't done a Xfinity and a qualifying session yet.
true. So first out onto the track will be the 9 car of Charles Jackson. This is actually going to freeze for a moment as I move this over so I can see the numbers. Charles Jackson, this car comes into the race not ninth, fifth in the owner's points, so good season for them so far. They will be locked in. That is the guarantee there. Steven, any additions, I guess? I don't know what we're going to do for this.
Charles did terrible in the beginning of the '06 season and improved late, and he's doing and improving on those improvements in 2007.
Joshua Osborne, first of the Go homers that we'll see today in car number 70, one of the part-time cars, back this week after taking a week off for the COT race. Brings radioactive energy to the car this week. Let's see what the lap time is going to be for them. 27:06, their first lap time. I'll leave it open a little bit every once in a while at the end.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what we were doing there. Ozzy Osbourne, everybody.
Zachary Fitzwater, as you'll see in this, all three Evernham cars in this group. Fitzwater is a go homer though, 37th in the owner's points coming into this one.
Probably gonna DNQ.
Well, he's 5th quickest right now already. Well, that's still moving around, but oh well.
Well, if he has Matthew Mariah's to set up, he's definitely gonna DNQ.
Hasn't DNQ'd yet. Mark George in car 42 is the quickest car in this group so far, and they are 17th in the owner's points. Well, I was saying he was quickest, but that changed quickly. 17th in owner's points will not change for the course of this group, though. 6th quickest now for Mark George on the board. Will race.
Improvement of this year so far, that 42 team, they were freaking god-awful last year.
True. Zach Rogers, the third of the Evernham cars. He will race as well. 7th in the owner's points. Right in that middle, basically, in terms of the team. So, ironically enough, it's 9, 10, 19, the order of them in owner's points this season.
Well, the 10 was mediocre last year. Like, decent middle of the pack. Didn't miss too many races. It looks like it's going to be another...
The 10 was the best of the rest that didn't make the chase.
Exactly. That's what I mean by mediocre.
They would have been top 5 had there not been a chase.
Okay, they were Casey Kane from 2011.
Charles Sanford in the 05 S3 Motorsports Team Chevy Chevrolet, 11th quickest right now. They are one of the Go homers, 41st in the owner's points for this car.
The DNQ points leader, missing races.
Stephen Paul III in car 23, currently 6th quickest, is locked in. 29th in the owner's points coming in for the Bill Davis Toyota.
I'm sure we do not have the California motor in.
James Qualls, car number 11, 18th quickest on the board, and they are going to race. They are 21st in the owner's points coming into this race weekend.
Another team that's marginally improved from Kenny Bale's disaster. It compares to the rookie season in the 11 out of no 5.
William Duncan, another one of the cars that will race. They are 27th in the owner's points coming into this one, 11th on the speed charts.
My favorite paint scheme.
And actually just improved the lap time, not the position though. Bill Braddock Jr., the car that is putting the rest of Bill Davis racing to shame. They are 11th in owner's points coming in, 18th on the speed charts though for this group.
They fought their way into the top 30 the last 2 races last year, and it's now leading to success. So look for good things out of Braddock.
Samet Ozkan will have to make it in on speed. 31st in the owner's points for this car. 11th on the speed charts right now. Looking good in that respect.
They should have kept Eric in a rage. They're trying out a rookie.
Jessica Shelton, another one of the cars that will race, 14th on the speed charts, 23rd in the owner's points coming into this race weekend.
No comment. I don't want to get banned.
That might just get you banned anyway for making that comment. Okay, so I didn't mean to. I wasn't trying to go to the pit lane on that. Okay. Alexander Rowe, car number 2, sixth quickest right now in this group. Another one of the Go homers, 43rd in the owner's points coming into this race.
Momo did really good in the 2 last season. Rose already missed the race. I expect him to make more races this year.
Chris Washer, the defending champion, currently the points leader and the owner's points leader, 10th quickest on the board right now.
Nothing to say about Washer, just keeping on his dominance in this series. The Wash man.
Delon Ebrahimian, currently 21st quickest of the 25 cars in this group. Right now, a good thing that they are not a go homer. 19th in the owner's points coming into this race weekend.
The fact they're not a go homer is already a success this year, as Will Lewis missed a lot of races in his car last year.
Cole Deaver, car number 8, another one that's thankful that they're not a go home car. 23rd on the speed charts right now. 25th in the owner's points, starting to kind of slide there a little bit.
And this weekend they will not be partying like it is 1957.
Henry Sanford in the 00, currently 17th quickest. They will race 13th in the owner's points, the only one of the Michael Waltrip racing cars locked into the field.
If Henry wins, we get free Whoppers in the booth.
I wish. Sam Young in car number 14, 7th quickest on the speed charts right now. They will race 15th in the owner's points.
It's pretty impressive how the scheme looks. It's like a waste management dumpster. That's a really good.
Where were you going with that?
I said the 14 scheme looks like a waste management dumpster. That's pretty impressive how they incorporated into that.
Oh, okay, because I think the ending of that cut out.
Oh.
Vince Almarego, car number 15, the Moen Menard Chevrolet, 20th quickest right now. And they will race. They are 3rd in the owner's points coming in.
Well, hopefully the 15 stays with one driver all this year.
William Brock, 17th quickest, will have to make it in on speed. 35th in the owner's points, DNQ'd last week.
And the green roof does not go with the scheme at all. But the 18 struggled last year, and they're struggling more this year.
26, Jeffrey McCullough, currently 2nd quickest on the board, and they are 49th in the owner's points coming in.
Well, I can definitely tell you that engine is not legal looking where they are right now.
Ali Nelson, 14th quickest right now, another one of the Go homers, 39th in the owner's points coming in.
In the WrestleMania car, and we're going to have Kev versus Fitz at WrestleMania 20.
Christopher Pierce in the Target Dodge, 22nd quickest right now. They will race 9th in the owner's points coming in. I'm going to try and get a picture of the side of this if I could.
Well, the team was god-awful last year with Nova, but this year they're making a lot of improvements. Ganassi is actually improving this year, so it's for them.
We'll get back to that car at some point so I can get the side of it for getting the right scheme for Sunday. Kev Shear in car number 43 is actually lower than RJ Reynolds in points now. Not even top 44 though. 10th on the speed charts.
Spider-Man, that's all I gotta say.
Actually, I think if I scroll down here one tab. Yeah, 45th in owner's points for the 43.
And he is triggered.
Zach Flickinger currently 4th quickest. They are 47th in the owner's points for the 55.
Still trying to figure out if they got jet fuel in the car or not.
And that is actually it for this group. So now it's basically the point of the show where I try and find cars that are maybe not necessarily going to make it in on speed. And ironically enough, here's the slowest in this group.
Well, the DNQ points leader is really showing his muscle right now.
I'm amazed that the entire bottom 7 out of this group are all cars that are locked in. That like never happens.
You know, we should go back to the old system where top 15 make the race, but you know, I'm not one of the top officials of the series. And there's the side of the 41.
Yep.
And Charles getting a run here, trying to get some draft behind the 10 to get a draft lap right here, but it doesn't look like the 05 has a lot of. They need to get the state water carrier's car back. Nelson has nobody around her, just trying to pick up some speed. Looks like you need a car in front of you to get a good lap. Has nobody ahead of her. Yeah, she got a little bit of a good Kev. And there's Kev in 10th place right now, getting the draft from the 14th, running a pretty quick lap right there. Not the fastest, but trying to improve his time.
No, yeah, this is the point of the show where I normally try and just not say a whole lot.
That's where I come from.
Oh, 6 just picked up a little bit there, jumped up to 17th.
Rowe trying to make. I think he's locked in right now. He doesn't want to miss another race.
Oh, you never know. We're only taking the top 12. Right now he's 8th, but that still only puts him 6th among. That puts him 6th among Go homers in this group.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to Ozzy and McCulloch for actually doing well. Ozzy won Bristol. What race he won? I think he won Road America.
To be fair, remember
and
the 70s. Remember the 70s only outside the top 30 because they weren't there at last week.
And the 26 is done absolutely nothing. So the fact they're in second, and Flickinger up in 4th, man, good runs for some people this week. Fitzwater is 6th. Charles, on the bright side, you're not last in qualifying.
Yeah, it's not the slowest car this week.
Yes, as we have seen. And you might join by your buddy, the 40 car, the next session. We'll see how that goes. Right here, this is what I mean, trying to get a good draft lap right here. This the 8 ran a 26.795. Catching the 36 at Nelson. It was a little time passing it right down there as they spell side by side. Sam Young pits too.
Yeah, but he's already locked in, so. Of course, we got the Rocket Woman herself, Amy Shelley, in the next group too, so.
Yeah, we're going to have to check that engine too. Yeah, I think I've recorded a race in every single session here. The Cup, the Hooters, the Reebok, qualifying, the Hockey League, almost every season. Man, I'm just
I think the only one you didn't.
Full-time machine here.
I think the only one you didn't was the one series that never actually made a full season.
Well, we need to go back in time, make sure that happens.
The old Cheetos IndyCar series that never finished this first season.
Yeah, I think you wanted the Cup drivers not to die at Indy, so we axed that.
No, actually, I got to Indy.
Oh.
I called it quits after Detroit.
Well, I mean, track probably fell apart. And everybody coming out in their last higher laps right here. Some of now, I believe the top 30 are locked in. So even if the go homers post some good laps, the top 15 doesn't mean they're locked into the show. So they're trying to get some last minute laps here to make sure they get in the field.
Yeah, that's why I was basically saying, I mean, you got these guys at the bottom, but really doesn't mean anything. The 00, 15, 22, 41, 8, 10, and the 42, they're all locked in. So 05 is the slowest of the Go homers in this group.
I think everybody agrees the '05 needs a little rating boost.
Worth mentioning, James Qualls tied Samet Ozcan.
Well, they're both no. Cement Oscon is actually not walking, so he
Yeah,
kind of
but
needs a little more
Qualls
speed.
is, and the tiebreaker would still go to Qualls anyway, so.
It looks like the 29 might miss the race. It's going to be a devastating blow to the owners champions from last year.
Well, we'll see. They are. I don't know. Let's see. They are. Well, laps are not counting at this point. They were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
It's,
8th. They're
yeah,
8th.
yeah, it's not looking.
And we had 10. We had 10 in this particular group. So we take the top 12 of them. He's ninth. Or 8th. Or what? Yeah. I said 8th. Yeah. So
Yeah,
8th out of the 10 right now. So you're right. Probably doesn't look too good. Ozcon, Nelson, Sanford are going to be the ones sweating bullets for group number 2. Uh, I don't even know if Kev's entirely safe there in 10th. This is going to be one of those weeks where it's just going to be everyone's going to be insanely quick, it looks like. Either way, we'll take a short break here and we'll be right back for group number 2.
all right.
And we are back for group number 2, just waiting for a car to go out onto the track. This is the most boring part of the entire session.
Yeah, we got to make it interesting.
All right, here we go. Looks like the 4 car is going to be the first one out. And I mistimed that terribly. And indeed it is. Jack James, car number 4, the State Water Heaters Chevrolet. And I think that's the first time they're going to have that scheme out on the track this year.
I was about to say.
They will race though, so you don't have I don't have to worry about sending this one to you. 16th in the owner's points coming in.
The 4, like I mentioned from the Talladega race, they looked like they had a new setup under the car, and fourth ran really well after a really devastating season. So, and the 4 is running pretty good this year, and the new pace scheme looks slick. So maybe they'll have good success in Chicago this week.
I just have to wait now because it's going to be like trying to get to a car that's actually out on track at least. Like,
Well, we saw the pole sitter on the apron there.
uh, Tom Shelley, car number 45, the Wells Fargo Dodge, will have to make it in on speed. 40th in the owner's points for Tom Shelley.
Really disappointing start to the season for Tom Shelley. Look to improve. The Shelleys are known for success in this series, and I think Tom is getting a very verbal yelling for his bad start.
Well, I mean, he has an argument against it too. More to come on that one later.
Yeah, Jerry Springer.
Brennan Patterson, second quickest in the early going, in this group at least. 14th in the owner's points, the Atlanta winner this season.
He's been hit and miss, made races on and off last year, and this year he won a race. His house just picked up their program after a god-awful '06 season, so look for the 17 to be fast.
Yeah, there we go. Amy Shelley, 10th quickest right now, which is actually the slowest in this group, but they will race 18th, or sorry, not 18th, that is 28th in the owner's points coming in, but hey, doesn't matter, they will race.
And they'll probably win the pole.
Well, up to 5th there. Kyle Matthews, currently 4th quickest in this group. They will race 26th in the owner's points for Kyle coming into this race.
William, the 48's done a little decent. I don't know, because they've done decent, better than they've done last year. So look for the 48 to have more success.
Seth Cole would be flying the flag for Hendrick Motorsports if it wasn't for Chris Washer. They are 8th in the owner's points coming in.
I think driver of the year, comeback of the year, best performance of the year, everything goes to Seth Cole after that disappointing, and I mean disappointing 2006 season. I mean, he was so bad that he voluntarily went to the DNQ race.
Gene Sanford, currently 3rd quickest, one of the Go home cars this week. 42nd in the owner's points after not being present at 3 unit due to the part-time things. So
156 race losing streak too.
we're probably somewhere around there. Sky Common's currently the quickest car in this group, 26,493. They do have to make it in on speed as well. They are 38th in the owner's points.
And it looks like they got the 84's qualifying setup from last week and applying it to the car because Sky hasn't been strong in qualifying this year in the new Red Bull team.
Muhammad Zain Abdullah, 14th quickest right now in this group. They will race 10th in the owner's points for car number 1.
Still can't pronounce this name.
Preston Plord, currently 23rd quickest. Good thing he's locked in. They are 20th in the owner's points in car 20.
The 20 wasn't that great last season. Doing a little bit decent this year with Plord. I believe this is his second year in the series, so he's looking to improve.
Yes, because I accidentally did not have him on rookie last year, even though he was. Yeah.
In the 04 car.
Yep. Mary Shelley, the defending champion, is a Go Homer, but does have 4 past champions provisionals left to use this season. Currently 36th in the owner's points right now.
Mary has had a really rough year, just like Tom, but looking to rebound, and this is going to be our last 2 seasons in the 38. It seems like,
Unless something gets hatched to where the 38 can become something. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah.
yeah.
Levi McIntyre in the 99, currently 5th quickest, and they will race 6th in the owner's points for this car.
Levi needs to get a Kraft mac and cheese sponsorship for the end of the series.
William Flickinger, 21st quickest right now, the Lone Star Dodge, does have to make it on speed. They are 50th in the owner's points.
I can confirm this with a full heart. This is the worst car to Coke Vanilla Cup Series in the history.
Chris Wilson, currently 11th quickest. They are 32nd in the owner's points after not being present last week. They are a Go Homer.
And they're deciding to run the 70 car, I could tell, with the 66 on it.
Isaac Flickinger, currently 20th quickest, the Furniture Row Chevy. They are below 47th in the owner's points.
Well, the 78 won a race last season, but, those Flickingers are doing pretty bad this year. So running 20th, looking to make a race, they're a go homer too.
Well, I think Flickinger also just kind of trying to get his foot in the door here for the series because this car's not running full time. So
yeah, they haven't got their leg in the door yet either.
Steve Pollard, currently 18th quickest, and this car will race 22nd in the owner's points despite not being present last weekend.
Well, thank God, because we're dirt slow now. We missed it. We're in the 98 car.
RJ Reynolds is quick, 4th quickest right now for the car that is 44th in the owner's points.
I think the 44 team is still mad after the Daytona incident, but we'll get over that eventually.
Tristan Wilhoit, 2nd in the owner's points coming in, 7th quickest right now on the speed charts.
He's leading the Roush runner this year. Roush is really improving and starts with Wilhoit with his good start to the season. Fell off a little bit the last few races, but looking to rebound.
Yeah, had the Daytona win, so. Dylan Young, the 24 car, the Nicorette Cinnamon Chevrolet, will race 24th in the owner's points in car 24.
Man, that is a really weird 24 scheme, but I like it.
I kind of find it funny. The 20 is 20th in owner's points, the 24 is 24th, and the 44 is now 44th in owner's points.
So the 5 is 5th, no, the owner points.
Yeah, that kind of just throws it off. Tim Randolph is 6th on the speed charts and 4th in the owner's points in car number 60.
Troy King ran the car really well. I believe they made the chase last year.
Yes, they did.
So 60s look. Yep, so the 60 is a pretty fast car, just getting success. They're just not fast in the second Bristol race, but we'll see what happens this year.
Will Lewis, currently the quickest car in this group. They will race 12th in the owner's points coming in.
Competing with stuff for the comeback driver, driver of the year, comeback and stuff like that, because he was god-awful last season too. But him and Steph, new teams and looking for more success, and they've rebounded their careers pretty nicely so far in the 7th season.
Max Anderson, car 88, is actually higher in owner's points than the 38, but not by much. 34th. They are also a Go Homer.
At least they don't have that small number car.
Chris Louvier, 30th in the owner's points with car 01.
We're still trying to get P in the series.
She's down in trucks. I think that's where she's staying. Johnny Gardner in car 06 is currently 9th quickest. Is a Go Homer's 46th in the owner's points after back-to-back DNQs.
He was the lone survivor at 3 units, so he's looking for success this week at Chicagoland.
I think that will cover going through this way, so it's now going to do it this way. Jonathan Zorline, new paint scheme this week. The Mapai Ford, I don't know what the exact pronunciation for the front of that is. They will race, though, 18th in the owner's points for car 7.
I believe it's Maypay or something like that, but the 7 was unsponsored and their second car was fully sponsored, so at least Shoreline got.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't just pull off the Camping World logos and put it on the 7.
It's cost too much money, I think.
Trying to look to see if there's anyone that we have yet to talk about in this group. I think that's it.
Yep.
Ouch. Slowest go or go homer in this group.
Well, I think Tom Shelley's going to go deposit to get some money out of Wells Fargo to make that 40 car fast. Don't you think, Charles?
That might be where they need to go because, dang, that has just been sad this season to see where they're at.
Well, I guess Petty's really behind the 45 now.
Another one that's also having to improve their speed.
Well, no shock. 40 actually somehow made 2 races in a row. I believe their engine got illegal, but first race they made since Belton's Arena, and they've only made like 3 races in the last 20 Coke Vanilla Cup Series races. So I think the 40 team should shut down just like the 44 car did.
That was because someone pulled out of the series. That's the only reason why a car shut down.
Well, we might after if this is not drunk, we should talk to him about this.
Now, this car actually probably doesn't need to improve their speed, in all honesty.
Yeah, I guess the 70s backup car is doing wonders for Chris Wilson, like I said. This is one that's not looking too bright.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about years they could be a champion. Don't you think, Charles?
I mean, if they align themselves correctly, yeah.
Yeah, maybe they'll get some Gibbs Alliance or something.
Well, they both run Chevys, right? Yeah, that might work.
Yeah. Mary Shelley, ouch. Might have to use a PC for that one.
That would be the 3rd straight race.
I didn't know what's his name. I didn't know Bill Elliott was using the PC. Oh wait, that's too soon.
Wow. Oh, so Shelly's just in front of this group right there.
I think there's only like 5 cars on track. Everybody's like, screw this. Amy Shelley, 20th. Ouch. We might have jinxed her, Charles.
Well, I mean, to be fair, she spread out those poles somewhat, but she's gotten poles in 50% of the races so far.
Yes. I think, where's RJ running? I don't think RJ is fast enough to make it. No, or maybe it is.
I'd say he is definitely quick enough to make it.
Well, they definitely delivered that UPS fuel to the 44 car. He's really fast this week.
I was going through it to show you that there was more than 5 cars on track, though.
Oh, the 33. I'm really glad that Steve's in the 33 because we would have missed it if this is the 98 car.
45 went to pit lane. Basically, just make an emergency here. Try and do something.
Well, Charles, we have to go check out the Furniture Row store in Colorado when we're up there for the next time we're in that area.
Yeah, definitely. It might be worth checking out. Chris Wilson calling it a day.
William Flickinger is the Lone Star Dodge. Man, it's just... Oh, it's really how... my lord. I think Seth Cole had a better season than William Flickinger did.
I'm looking at the times. This is actually... I mean, granted, we've gotten, I think, too many to actually let the '05 make it, but this was making the '05s look a little bit more hopeful, giving them some
Yeah.
hope.
If the '05 makes it, drinks are on me.
And 78 and the 40, I guess, are going to try and throw the Hail Mary here.
Is the 20 locked in?
Yeah, 20's locked in.
Yeah, they're really ouch in the thing right now. Sky Commons. Who's on the pole?
Fast in this group is Will Lewis. I don't know how these time. I'm not entirely sure how these times actually are comparing to the other group right now.
Yeah. Patterson going back out for a run really slow in the session.
Oh shit! Everyone's on pit lane.
Well, I'm guessing 4 new tires with like it's not going to matter anymore because you have 5 seconds to make a lap. So
Literally everyone is on pit lane right there.
I'm guessing the Goodyear tires wear pretty fast throws. Wouldn't you agree?
Looks like it.
So flying laps will count, and the 7 will make 1 lap attempt.
Yeah, he gets one more lap.
I think this is going to be the first time this season that all 3 Sanfords have made a race.
Well, I mean, it's still going to be iffy on that '05, especially with it looks like Shelly's going to end up using the past champions, so. I think safe out of this group is going to be RJ Reynolds and Gardner. Beyond that, I don't know.
You know what? All 3 of Kev's drivers are actually going to make a race. Oh my!
I think they've got a logistic shot of doing it, or a realistic shot of doing it. Yeah. Either way, now the flying laps are not going to count. So that is it for qualifying. Will Lewis sets the quickest lap of group number 2. RJ Reynolds or Sky Commons the quickest of the Go homers here. So Commons, RJ, and Gardner, I should say, would be the people I'd consider safe here. With that is it for qualifying. Thank you for joining me, Steven.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Charles. I'll be back for the race, but I'm going to bed now. It's 2 in the morning.
Yeah, there's actually not much to really say for a qualifying session. That's the only thing. That's why I don't really have Cook Hunters usually. Either way,
interesting.
Either way, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And right after this will be the starting grid for the race. I don't know what we were titled for this one. I'd have to look.
The Kev Shear triggered.
That's Martinsville.
500.
That's Martinsville. Either way, like I said, leave a like if you enjoyed. I'm going for 10 and 1. I'll see you next time.
See ya.